So here is SST System1. This finishes at $26.81 today. That is up 34.32%. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is SBFM Sunshine Biopharma. This finishes at $9.65 today. That is up 53.42%. So another stock here that has definitely been short squeezing. Made top 10 on StockTwits today. Major price action. And it looks like it's not done squeezing just yet. A lot of aftermarket action here. So it appears like the squeeze began because of good clinical trial results. Apparently, they have a drug that is attacking cancer cells. So that was really bullish news, and that was really what caused the beginning of the short squeeze. And it's still short squeezing 3 days later. So let's go ahead and analyze here. And there's not much to go off of here either. But first of all, this appears to be a cup and handle in the making. Bottom of the cup being the low of 150. And there can be multiple possible tops. It can be 975. If it is 975, that'd be a bearish indicator because that would mean the cup already topped out and is due for a pullback to form the handle. But it can also be above 975, and anything above 975 would still be a bullish indicator. It can also be 1080, 1370, or the high of 1885. So the cup and handle can be bullish or bearish depending on where the top of the cup is. I do think this has the potential to come back up to 1370. And then we do have a double gap up here. First gap up at 170, so that's a bearish indicator. That is telling us that the stock may come back down to 170 to fill this gap. Looks pretty unrealistic at this point, but possible, so be aware of that, guys. And then we have another gap up at 240, so another bearish indicator. That is telling us that the stock may come back down to 240 to fill this gap. And I do think that one is a lot more realistic than 170. And if this aftermarket action holds, there's going to be another gap up tomorrow at around 990. So another bearish indicator that is telling us that the stock should come back down to 990 to fill that gap. And that one's definitely going to fill. And in the aftermarket here, this is running up to 1150 at the time of recording. So if this holds, which it looks like it will, that is a bullish indicator for tomorrow. That is suggesting that the stock will keep running to the upside tomorrow. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 975 and 945. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 975, 995, 1050, 1080, 1110, 1195, 1260, 1370, 1460, 1575, and then the high of 1885. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 945, 905, 875, 840, 810, 785, 755, 715, 670, 630, $6, 555, 510, 485, 445, 420, lol, nice, 390, 360, 330, 295, 265, 240, 220, $2, 180, 160, and then 150. So right now at this current price, 965, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty wide, so expect significant price action either way this goes. However, as this stock keeps running to the upside, the channels get even wider. So expect an even bigger increase in price action if this stock continues to run to the upside. RSI is currently at 86, so that is very overbought, very overvalued, so be careful, guys. And this did 105 million in volume today. Very significant volume, second biggest volume day of the year. So this pump slash squeeze today was confirmed by the volume. Okay, guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So this is definitely in the middle of a short squeeze. It does not appear like it's done just yet. This aftermarket action would suggest that this will continue to run tomorrow. Not sure how high it's going to go, but there still appears to be more upside to go. But sooner or later, eventually, probably within the next few days, the next few trading sessions, this is going to come back down just as fast as it went up. So in the immediate short term, it still looks bullish, but the squeeze will have to come to an end. And when it does, it's going to come crashing down. So be careful, guys. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice. Personally, I wouldn't do it. It's a bit too risky for my liking right now. But like I said, this does appear like it's going to keep running tomorrow. So not sure how high it's going to go. But again, I do believe this can go back up to 1370 or even 1885. But I would say going long here would be a high risk, high reward play. So too risky for my liking. I wouldn't even bother. I'd stay far away from this. but there is still money to be made here on the upside. So if you guys want to do that, go ahead. Just please do that at your own risk and hit the sell button eventually. Get in, get your money, get out. Now, if you believe in this stock longer term, I would say hold off for right now and set your buy orders to 240 because that's where one of the gaps are. So there's a good chance this comes back down to 240, and that'd be a very excellent entry. It may even go lower than that. So I don't like the entry of 965. I would support going long at 240 and lower. And if it pulls back below 240, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, it looks like a good shorting opportunity coming up, just not yet. Like I said, there still appears to be more upside to go. Give it another day or two. This is probably going to keep running, but very soon here, the squeeze should come to an end, and you should be able to get an excellent entry on the short side. 965 is already a pretty good entry. If you were to go short at this current price, 965, that's already a 75% downside to 240. But if you hold off for a little bit longer, like a day or two, you should be able to get an even better entry. A lot of tendies to be made, a lot of money to be made. So I would say going short at this current price, $9.65 to $11, where it's trading at in the aftermarket right now, would be a medium risk, high reward play. I say medium risk because, again, there is still more upside potential. This will probably keep running for a little bit longer, but as long as you're able to withstand a little bit of upside pressure here, the squeeze should come to an end pretty soon, and this should come crashing down. And yeah, there's a lot of downside potential, a lot of money to be made. So yeah, maybe you shouldn't go short just yet, but the opportunity is coming up here. So get ready, guys. So this one is pretty straightforward, guys. Definitely in the middle of a short squeeze. Should keep running tomorrow, but sooner or later, the short squeeze is going to have to end, and it's going to come crashing down. So if you want to go long, do it at your own risk. There is still upside potential, but high risk, high reward. Hit the sell button if you're going to do that. If you're in it for the long term, hold off right now. You should be able to get a way better price. And if you want to go short, I wouldn't do it just yet, but it looks like the opportunity is coming up here very soon. This is a really, really good shorting opportunity coming up here. So bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. So good luck to everyone. Going to be some crazy price action on this stock in the next few days. So congratulations to everyone who made money in the stock today. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is SBFM, Sunshine Biopharma. So here is SST System1. This finishes at $26.81 today. That is up 34.32%. So this stock has definitely been short squeezing, been pumping for 3 days now, and really no reason to justify this price action. They did come out with good earnings, which is probably what caused this short squeeze, but don't really know why. It's still pumping. So this is a very low float stock, getting some major price action here the past couple of days. So this still appears to be in the middle of a short squeeze, up over 34% today. Very nice. So let's go ahead and analyze here. And this is going to be pretty simple. So we do have a double gap up. First gap up at 17.25. That is a bearish indicator. That is telling us that the stock should come back down to 17.25 to fill this gap. And then we have another gap up today at 21.40. So another bearish indicator that is telling us that the stock should come back down to 21.40 to fill this gap. And I do believe those gaps are going to fill in the short term. And in the aftermarket here, this is pulling back down to 25.66. So that is a bearish indicator for tomorrow. That is suggesting that tomorrow the stock will sell off. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is sitting on the support of 26.80, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 28.45 and then the high of 37.10. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 22.90, 22, 21.40, 20.35, 18.95, 18.20, 17.65, 17.25, 16.65, 16.05, 15.60, 15.15, 14.65, 14.30, and then 13.60. There is support below 13.60, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at this current price, 26.80, the channels to the upside and the downside are very wide. So expect significant price action either way this goes. RSI is currently at 84, so that is very overbought, very overvalued, so be careful, guys. And this did 20 million in volume today, which is way above the average of 500,000. So this pump slash squeeze today was confirmed by the volume. Second biggest volume day for this stock of the year. So definitely still short squeezing, although it appears like momentum is slowing down, and sooner or later this is going to have to reverse and pull back. All right, guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. And this one is pretty obvious to me. We're getting a lot of bearish indicators here, double gap up, high RSI, aftermarket action, no bullish indicators, and no neutral indicators. So yeah, this has definitely been short squeezing, low float stock, easy to squeeze, but we all know how this is going to go. Some point or another, it's going to have to pull back very significantly. Someone's going to get left holding the bag. Make sure it's not you. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. It's just way too late to go long here. you already missed your chance. Should have went long before this squeezed at like 17. Here at 26.80, just way too late. You'd be buying in at a relative high, and you're probably going to end up getting burned. So I really don't think it's a great idea to go long here. I would say going long would be a high risk, low reward play. So what you should do if you want to go long is hold off for right now. I would say set your buy orders to, at the very minimum, 17.25, where the second gap is. I think it's definitely coming back down there, maybe even further. So I don't like the entry of 26.80. I would support going long at 17.25 and lower. And if it pulls back below 17.25, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, looks like a pretty good play to me. So like I said, I do think this will pull back down to 21.40 and 17.25 pretty soon here to fill these gaps. So from the current price of 26.80 down to 21.40, that is a 20% downside. Pretty decent money there. But I do think it will pull back even further down to 17.25. And if it pulls back down to 17.25, that would be over a 35% downside. And it might even go lower than that. So going short appears to be a pretty decent play here. Pretty good play. Not crazy money to be made on the downside, but pretty good money. You should be able to make at least 35%. So I would say going short here would be a medium risk, high reward play. I say medium risk because there is still upside potential. You never know. There may be a little bit more run in this to go, but really shouldn't go too much higher. Momentum is cooling down. Volume is going down. A lot of bearish indicators. The squeeze should be coming to an end pretty soon here. So still upside risk, but not much. And a lot of downside potential. So medium risk, high reward play. Definitely worth a shot. So I would support going short at 26.80. And I would say cover at 17.25. And that should be an easy 35% downside gain here. Probably going to go even lower than that. But I think 17.25 is a good time to cover. All right, so pretty straightforward, guys. This has definitely been short squeezing. Still short squeezing. Low float stock, easy to squeeze. But sooner or later, the squeeze is going to have to come to an end. So I don't think going long is a great idea here. Already missed your chance. I would hold off for right now. If you want to go long, wait for a better entry. And if you want to go short, seems like a pretty good play to me. So congratulations to everyone who made money in the stock today. Consider taking profits if you're up, not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is SST System1. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe. And catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know. Diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.